At the next lights, he got out and yelled at the other driver. They were pushing and shoving. I got out to stop them. Then another car came up from behind and smashed into ours at our little...
You told me you'd run out of suspects on the Arnie Reiner case. Well, I've got one for you. Les Anderson.
Constable Jones has some romantic ideas about his long-lost father, but I can assure you he wasn't the best role model a boy could have. After he died, we found that the company was a bit... well, disorganised.
Disorganised how?
Does it really matter? Why go over it? Why rehash it all? The man's dead.
It might have some relevance to the case, Mr. Anderson.
He was into the firm for a six-figure sum. My partner was a hopeless gambler. The man must have been pretty desperate to shoot himself in the head with a nail gun, don't you reckon?
Well, I won't deny that I'm interested to shed a little light on the subject of Sam's death.
You joined up to do that?
Family tradition. I'm a Jones.
Hey! Jones!
That's enough! That's enough!
Your mates have saved you from a flogging, boy. Go on. Struggle. Go on, kid. Give the boy a nice go.
An accident with scaffolding, an accident with a nail gun. How many more accidents have to happen?
Except that sometimes accidents do happen and move on.
G'day. Constable Evan Jones.
Well, what's this about?
Industrial accidents?
If I ever discover that you've colluded with Pennyback, I'll have you out of the force before you can blink.
Look, I didn't do that.
I don't know what to believe from you anymore.
Look, Sarge, I'm levelling with you. Believe me. Sorry I'm late, Sarge.
You been doing anything I should know about?
No.
Come on.
No, Senior, you stay here. I think it's time I saw how the leisure classes live.
What is it with you? You're in enough hot water as it is, and you turn up late?
I'm staying overnight in St David's.
You need to make up your mind. Do you want to be a copper or not?
Well, it doesn't seem much point if my sergeant doesn't trust me.
That is something you're going to have to earn.
Did you talk to the boss?
I still haven't made up my mind about that.
So I'm not completely a lost cause.
If I did talk to the boss, he could decide to submit a conduct report. You'd be out on your ear.
Okay, Man Thomas 258.
Dan Thomas 258 received.
One for your plate, an anonymous report of a car, Quebec Yankee Echo 832, abandoned on a bush track leading to Lake Widgery. The vehicles are not listed. 88 Fairmont sedan, registered to Leslie Anderson of St David's.
258 received.
Les Anderson.
What?
Paint on the passenger seat.
He's a builder.
No keys in it.
Pop the boot. Sarge. Is he dead?
No, I've got a pulse, but he's not breathing. We're going to need a hand here. Get onto the ambos and onto the CI. Get onto the ambos, Constable, now.
Mount Thomas 258 to VKC. We need an ambulance to our last. Male. Approximately 50 years.
Okay, Man Thomas 258, the ambos are on the way.
Any clue to the weapon?
Had square edges, probably metal, and wielded with considerable force.
How long ago?
At a guess, anything up to 12 hours. He shouldn't be alive, but as it is, he's in intensive care.
But he will live.
There's a chance now. If you hadn't taken the actions you did, we'd be having this conversation in the morgue.
Thanks, Dr. Mel.
We'd better get back to the station. The boss wants...
Mrs. Reiner.
Wendy. Just a second. What are you doing here?
It's Lucy. She was admitted yesterday with complications again, thanks to Anderson.
Just to let you know, he's here as well. Someone had a serious go at him, and he's on the critical list.
Good. I hope he dies.
Sergeant. For the record, Constable, where were you yesterday, particularly in the evening through to the time when you turned up late for work this morning?
This is about Les Anderson.
Where were you during the time frame when he was attacked?
You can't be serious.
You believe the man murdered your father. We've got to ask the question.
So just answer it, please.
I had a roster day off yesterday.
Yes, we know that. How did you spend it?
I spent all day and night with mates in St David's. And I drove back this morning, which is why I was a bit late. I'm sorry.
Get the names and details, check it out. For your sake as well as ours.
Well, the tank's dry. Maybe they were going to dump it in Lake Widgery, ran out of juice and leaked it.
Well, we need to do a line search for the weapon.
You don't think that, Jones, do you? No.
Confirmed. Went out drinking, stayed overnight in St David's.
So, story holds then?
Yeah. Well, bearing in mind it's coming from his mates.
You don't think he's a serious suspect?
No. Probably not.
If there's something more I should
No,
know...
I'm handling it. Boss, it's fine.
You want him to be innocent, don't you?
Well, I prefer it. If just for the paperwork.
I know you're talking like a real sergeant. Send him in.
Boss wants to have a chat.
Am I a suspect?
No.
Sergeant Gallagher tells me your story is checked out, and I accept that. What concerns me more is what I haven't been told.
Well, I hate Anderson's guts. There's no secret there.
True. So why doesn't my sergeant trust you?
Well, why don't you ask her?
Sergeant Gallagher is very capable. She's also very loyal. You wouldn't want to be the cause of her downfall, would you?
All right, I spoke to a witness out of turn, and the sergeant thinks I may have put her up to making a false statement about Anderson.
And did you?
No.
This would be Penny Beck. You're an idiot, Jones. And all round, your conduct in this matter has left a lot to be desired.
So you're planning to file a conduct report?
Perhaps you'd like to save me the trouble.
What, and resign?
Well, there's not much point staying on, is there? I'm ordering you off the Anderson case, and that's why you joined the force in the first place.
Now the weapon, one hammer with blood and hair on it.
Oh, S-Twin. Nice hammer. Leather grip, miles to your hand, good piece of gear. Les has got one. I borrowed it once and he almost took my head off with it.
You think he could have been attacked with his own hammer?
I don't know, you'll have to check his toolbox. It's a fancy job, custom built. It's usually in his four-wheel drive.
Quality gear, no hammer.
Hey, fellas. Here you go. I need the vehicle fingerprinter, thanks. Hey, Jay, back door's open. Start, Ben. We'll check inside. Fresh paint. It was on the passenger seat of his car. It's a home office. Safe looks like it's cleaned out. Hey, Jay, blood, footprints, man. Yeah. There's a solid print right there, Benny. Joe, get on to Tess and find out exactly what sort of shoes Anderson was wearing.
Mount Thomas 508 to Mount Thomas 900.
What do you reckon, Ben?
If Anderson sitting there.
Sit from
We
behind.
found a footprint at the house. What sort of shoes was Anderson wearing?
Boat shoes. Plain leather sole.
Kind of boat shoes. What do you reckon, Ben? Does that look like trainers?
Runners, yeah, something. Try the old last number redial trick. Last number's a mobile. Switched off or it's out of range.
All right. I need to organise a door knock. Check the phone records.
How'd you go?
Not too good with the door knock, although Joe has one possible.
Yeah, a lady across the road saw a customised blue GMC ute rocked up to Anderson's just before 6 playing loud music. And had a bumper sticker reading, "Fear is not an option."
Suggesting we're looking for a wanker.
Yeah. Anyway, next time she looked, it had gone. Thing is, she reckons she's seen it before.
Because he works for Anderson. That's got to be Peddle's car you're talking about. You remember Peddle's
Yeah,
eyes.
I remember Pedals who's going to give evidence and then he chickened out.
Well, I used to work with him, so if you think me coming along would help...
Jones, you know my position on this.
Well, given that there's an existing relationship and under supervision...
Is this just an excuse to go digging around in your father's death?
Last I heard, this was an investigation into a serious assault.
All right, Jones, just this one last time. But watch yourself.
You were seen at Les Anderson's yesterday.
Was I?
He's in a critical condition. He could die, so if you do know something, I advise you to spit it out.
Yeah, okay. I was finishing up a job for Les yesterday. Dropped in to talk about some more work.
You often do that?
Sometimes.
All right, so you did talk to him. What time was this?
Oh, just about 6 o'clock, but no, I never spoke to him. He wasn't in.
Did you check inside the house?
Banged on the door, there was nobody home, so I left.
He's lying.
You reckon?
The day Les Anderson starts inviting his labourers over for a chit-chat is the day you start wearing a frock to work.
Hey, what's wrong with wearing a frock to work?
Yeah?
G'day, Nipper.
Who is it, Nipper?
Police.
What's it about?
How are you? I'm Detective Hash and this is Constable Jones.
Mitch Brown, I'm Nipper's brother. Is this about the accident on the building site last week?
No, it's more about what happened to Les Anderson.
You gonna be okay?
What do you know?
Just, that he was in hospital.
Easy, mate. They know more than we do.
He's in a critical condition, Nipper.
So why aren't you out looking for who did it?
Well, we're making inquiries. We're talking to Les's mates. Pedals, for instance.
Mates?
Pedals and Les are mates, aren't they? I mean, have the odd beer together.
You're kidding, right?
Just watch what you're saying, Nipper. This is none of our business.
But, Mr. Anderson fired Pedals last Friday for talking back to him. Pedals reckons he owes him back pay and he's going to take him into court. They hate each other's guts.
Look, fellas, I've got a few friends over, okay? Can't this wait?
Pedals, I hear you lost your job with Les last Friday.
And you've been talking about suing him.
Yeah, well, look, a lot of people talk about getting even with Les. You among them. Look, we had a few words. He rang me up yesterday, said, come over. Let's have a few beers, put it behind us.
That doesn't sound like Les.
It's what happened. He must have to go out.
They're nice trainers.
Mind if we have a look at your size?
Looks like a perfect match to me.
I never went in there.
There was blood on the floor. You stepped in it. And please don't tell us you lent someone your shoes.
Okay. Les owed me money. I went around to ask for it. He wasn't there.
So you did go into the house.
Well, I yelled first. Thought maybe he hadn't heard.
So you went into his home office.
Might have done. Yes.
You asked for the money.
No.
He refused. You struck him
No,
on the head.
he wasn't there.
You thought you killed him and you stuck him in the boot of his own
No,
car.
no.
No? So you tell us your version.
All right, I did go in there, but there was no sign of him. Well, the safe was open. There was cash in it, right? So I took what he owed me and left.
Now, Pedals, in view of the fact that we're going to get a search warrant for your house, is there anything else that you might have taken?
Well, who says I took anything else? Briefcase, a few other bits and pieces.
And the bits and pieces?
Some CDs, video, cigarette lighter, you know, just opportunistic stuff.
Yeah.
Plus this, which is probably in the briefcase all along.
What is it?
Well, it's recent correspondence between Anderson and Wendy Reiner and their lawyers.
What about?
Oh, about the dumping of the toxic waste that later became the Reiner backyard.
Well, the other kid's crook now, too.
I wonder if it was just a coincidence that she was at the hospital this morning, straight after Les Anderson was admitted.
You mean, was she there because of her daughter, or was she there because of Anderson?
Look, if you're seriously talking suspects, she's the least likely.
Well, you didn't think Pedals was likely either.
I still don't. I do think he knows more than he's letting on, but he's too scared to talk. He also knows that Anderson killed my father. and he doesn't
Here
want to be
we
next.
go.
Now, wait a minute.
That's been your agenda all along.
No. PJ.
She's right. This is not about personal issues, okay? Just stick to the evidence.
I am sticking to the evidence. Everything's connected.
I put my trust in you, Jones, when no one else would. Don't blow it. Wendy, when did you hear that Les Anderson had been attacked?
At the hospital this morning. I was there because of my little girl who's ill because Les Anderson dumped toxic waste on what became our vegetable garden. I have lost my husband and my first child because of him. And now Lucy.
And you're suing him. And he's countersuing you for defamation. Wendy, could you tell me where you were late yesterday afternoon?
At home between visits to the hospital.
Can anyone confirm this?
You think I attacked Anderson? Have you seen the size of him?
Sure, but...
No. I loathe the man. But that just makes me a member of a very large club, Detective. You want a suspect list for this? Try the electoral roll.
So this is the Les Anderson archive, eh?
Yeah, it's mostly tenders, quotes and accounts so far.
Well, don't let everything else go by the board. If Les dies, Homicide are going to look into all this anyway.
Jonesy, when you were working for Les and your dad, who did the books?
Well, Les, he was the front man. And considering he's got more front than Myers...
Just answer the question, Jones.
Hey, Dad ran the work site and Les did the books. Why?
Because I've got a bank statement here with a note from the manager to your dad saying, take a look, get back to me with any questions.
I think PJ should have a look at this.
So, we're back on to the death of Jonesy's father.
Well, the bank manager wrote to him about the accounts on a Friday. On the Monday, he's found killed by a nail gun in the side office.
And I checked with the bank. It's always been Les who handled the money side.
And the books.
And the banking.
Doesn't signify anything.
Look at the dates, PJ.
All right, I'll pass it on to the homies.
Look, it goes to motive.
We have got motive coming out of our ears. It's facts we're after.
So let's get to the facts and stop going after individuals like Wendy Wright.
Stop right there. I'm not going after any individual. I'm going after evidence. And the person that evidence points to is the person that will get charged. Now, I don't care if it's Wendy Ryan or the Queen of bloody England. Do we understand each other?
Say yes, Jones.
Yeah.
Jonesy.
Yeah, I was just wondering if Les Anderson's ready to talk.
Oh, he's still unconscious. He may never talk again. You know that.
Yeah, well, I was hoping for some improvement.
So am I. But we'll just have to wait and see. See you.
See ya. Wendy, don't.
Give me one good reason why I shouldn't kill this bastard.
I can't.
She's got leukemia. She's just a little girl. What have I got if she doesn't pull through? I was looking at her and thinking of him, the one who caused it, getting the best of care. I hate him. I hate him so much I could choke on it.
She's gonna get better. And she'll need a mum when she does. There's no point killing a man that's not worth it.
So, what brought you here tonight? Oh my God. You were thinking of doing the same thing. Why did you stop me?
Maybe I didn't like the idea of someone getting to him first. We could still do it, you know. Just go back in there and do it.
No. want the world to know what sort of person he is.
We will get him, Wendy. I promise. We'll get him the right way. Morning.
What happened to you last night?
Why, what did I miss?
Darts mean anything to you, mate? Grudge match with the Fireys, ring any bells?
Oh, sorry.
Don't worry, mate, don't fret. We creamed them without you.
Yeah, I just happened to play the game of my life, and Benjamin and Joanna were verging on excellent.
Bingo. Letter from Wendy Reiner to Les Anderson. You killed my husband. You killed my baby. I'm going to get you no matter what, and I'll see you in hell. Death threat.
Look, it's just something people say.
Angry people.
There is no way Wendy Reiner did it.
Why are you so sure about that?
I've talked to her. Call it intuition.
No, just coming in for another chat.
When I wrote that letter, I was beside myself.
I'm going to get you no matter what, and I'll see you in hell. It's pretty strong stuff.
Pretty strong feelings.
You killed my husband. You killed my baby. Is that your little girl you lost in the car accident?
I'm sure if I was in your position, I'd have pretty strong feelings too.
But that's all they are, feelings.
I can understand the way you feel. And you wanted to lash out. See this person dead.
No. As Constable Jones said last night, we have to get Anderson the right way.
This is just about the final straw. What were you doing at the hospital? What did you hope to achieve?
I don't know. I just felt I had to go there.
Without any authority, without informing any of your colleagues? For God's sake, Jones, 24 hours ago, you were a suspect. So does hanging around the victim's hospital ward after hours seem like a good idea to you?
I've just been given the biggest bollocking of my life.
Yes, so what? You're going to chuck the job in.
Well, I'm getting pushed away, so I may as well jump first,
So you can go after Anderson. What were you going there to do?
Well, to be honest, I don't know.
Well, they're still drawing breath. That goes in your favour. You spoke to Wendy Reiner.
Yeah.
Well, if she's staying overnight in the children's ward with her daughter, how did she come to run into you?
When I looked in on Anderson.
She was in his room. A suspect in Anderson's bashing is found in his hospital room and you don't pass this information on? I think you better tell us all of it now.
When I went in, she was just standing there looking at him, so I stopped her.
Stopped her from doing what?
I don't know, just in case. I let her out of there and talked to her back in her daughter's room.
All right, can we rewind for a moment? Just in case is not an answer to the question. Stopped her from doing what?
I thought she may have been reaching out to do something to the equipment.
What? Turn it off?
Well, I'm not sure I would have blamed her if she had.
Well, I would.
But the point is she didn't.
Yeah, only because you got her out of there.
Look, to be honest, I thought of pulling the plug myself. But the fact is, I didn't, and I am sure that Wendy Reiner couldn't either.
Evan, she has got strong motive.
I'm so sorry, Wendy. I had to tell him. We are barking up the wrong tree.
Have you got a better candidate?
Still think Pedals is holding out on
We've
us.
been down that track before, and if he knows anything, he's not saying.
No. But if I went and talked to him, not as a cop, but as a mate, I may be able to get him to open up.
I don't think so.
Oh, come on, Sarge. It's worth a try. G'day, mate.
Mate, I'm sure you are one anymore.
Look, Pedals, I'm just doing my job.
What do you want?
I want to do you a favour.
Oh, yeah?
Look, the attack on Les. You know that you're in the frame for it, don't you?
I swear I didn't do it.
You were there around the time. Your footprint puts you in the same room the attack happened.
He was already gone, okay?
Well, did you see anything? Anything at all? Look, mate, I'm just trying to help.
I was driving away.
And the time was?
It was just after 6. Halfway up the block, I seen Nipper Brown getting into a car with his brother from the meatworks.
Mitch?
Yeah, that's the one.
They don't live anywhere near there, mate.
No, but it was him all right. He was wearing a T-shirt with the Works logo on it.
Sarge.
G'day, Nipper. Just following some things up. The day before yesterday, you and your brother were seen getting into a car about half a block away from Les Anderson's place.
This would have been late afternoon.
Are you saying we done it?
No, we're not saying anything like that.
Because we never.
Were you there or not?
Mitch had a tip on a second-hand car, but the address turned out to be wrong.
Mr. Brown, just here to clarify something. Day before yesterday, you and your brother Nipper were seen getting into a car about half a block away from Les Anderson's house.
So?
I'm just wondering why you didn't mention it before.
Well, why should I?
Because it's very close to the time and the place where Les Anderson got bashed.
Now, why would I bash Les? I gave my young brother an apprenticeship, and those don't grow on trees anymore.
So why were you in the area, mate?
We'd heard there was a house for rent. Cheaper than the dump we're in. Bum steer, it was already gone. Good enough for yous?
So, someone's telling fibs.
Well, either way, I think we're starting to get somewhere, eh, Sarge?
Yep, we're at a time. Anderson's phone records. Last call made on the day of the assault was at 4:20 p.m. Lasted for 2 minutes. To Mitch Brown's mobile.
The last call from Anderson's phone was to your mobile. And you and Nipper were seen near his place, and you also have conflicting stories.
You said you were there to rent a house, and Nipper reckons you were there to buy a car.
Well, Nipper gets confused sometimes. There was a car there as well.
You're not helping yourself, Mitch. You're looking at a possible murder charge, so if I was you, I'd consider your position.
There's nothing to consider. I didn't do it.
Fine. Come with me. Been burning off.
It was just some rubbish.
That's illegal, you know that?
It's just a bit.
Look, you had a warrant to search a house, and that's all.
Including the yard. St. David's. I reckon the rest would have said Meatworks. That'd be yours, would it, Mitch?
Detective.
This key that we found in your bonfire fits Les Anderson's car.
I don't know how it got there.
You burnt your own clothing. Now, is that because it's got Anderson's blood all over it? We can DNA test.
Now, I put it to you that you bashed Anderson, you put him in the boot of his own car, you drove it to Lake Widgery, intending to dump it in the lake.
I've got nothing to say.
But you ran out of petrol. So you dumped the car, you went home, and you tried to burn the evidence.
I've got nothing to say.
Time we talk to Nipper again.
Ben's minding him in your office.
Right.
Les Anderson's regained consciousness.
Joe?
Not you, Jones. You stay put.
I don't know who hit me.
Well, it happened in your home office. The safe was open. There was blood all over the floor.
Yeah, I remember going in and opening the safe. Then nothing.
Well, you were outside earlier. You were painting the front fence.
No. Young Nipper was doing that.
Nipper was painting the fence that day.
Yeah, well, I don't do my own odd jobs. I have blokes to do that. I don't pay them good money so they can sit on their ass and do nothing.
Right, so Nipper was there.
All day. You had to sand it and then prime it and then sand it again. I like a good job done.
Is it possible that Nipper attacked you?
Oh, you gotta be joking. That little runt couldn't take me.
Well, from behind, I mean, with a hammer.
He wouldn't dare. I gave him his apprenticeship.
Right, now, the last call made from your phone was to a mobile owned by Nipper's brother, Mitch.
He was making phone calls. I never said he could make phone calls.
So you didn't make this call?
Well, why would I? Mitch Brown's nothing to me.
Okay, I'm just trying to get a picture of this. Now, you're outside most of the day painting the fence, right? But the funny thing is, we found the same paint on the passenger seat of his car when we found him in the boot. Anyway, at 4:20, you go inside Mr. Anderson's house and you make a 2-minute phone call to your brother Mitch, right?
Yeah. And Mr. Anderson was happy to let you do that, was he?
Mitch was going to come pick me up.
No, I think the question, Nipper, was Mr. Anderson happy for you to go inside the house?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we've seen you a couple of times over the course of this investigation, haven't we? You've actually never said you were there that day.
I didn't think to.
And you never told us that Mitch picked you up either, did you?
No. And Mr. Anderson was a bit annoyed when we told him you might have made a phone call.
So can we forget the fairy tales? Start with the truth, please.
Something happened between you and Les Anderson, didn't it? Is it possible that you phoned your brother and he came round and attacked Anderson?
No. No, it wasn't Mitch. It was me. I hit him. He thought it was funny what he did. He thought it was funny.
What did he do? Les Anderson did this. Why?
Because I was the smallest. I couldn't stand up to him. Every day he'd just walk past and punch me right in the ribs. Whack me with a bit of wood.
Did anyone at work ever see what he did?
He always got me alone. But he never know.
So why didn't you quit?
Well, I had an apprenticeship. I couldn't lose it.
You could have come to us. I thought we had an understanding.
Not a dobber. A man's supposed to be able to hack it, right?
What? So what happened?
Well, I just finished painting the fence. And he walks past, bang, punching me right in the guts. No reason, like usual. And I knew right then and there that if I didn't do anything, this was never going to stop. I just couldn't take it anymore. So he walked inside and I picked up the hammer and went in after him. Like I was dreaming. Just hit him. He was just lying there and I didn't know what to do, so I phoned Mitch.
He came over.
Yeah, well, we thought he was dead. So, we put him in his car to dump him in the lake, but it all went wrong. He was that mean, he never even filled up his tank. When you worked with him, you know what he's like. I'll take what's coming to me, but he got what was coming to him.
Okay. Let him know we're here.
Got some information for you. Nipper confessed. Hit you with your own hammer. So now it's your turn to give me some information. 2 days before my dad died, you got a note from the bank about the company accounts.
Fine.
What's a bit of a coincidence, isn't it?
You're a betting man, Jonesy. Nah. Of course you aren't. You're just like Sam, aren't you? Too bloody square for your own good. That's the problem with a bloke that doesn't bet. They can't understand how others can take the gamble. They're so bloody straight, they think the rest of the world is as dumb-assed as they are. And your old man, he was the biggest dumbass of them all.
I know you killed him. I just want to know why.
You really want to know, don't you? I made a few bad bets and borrowed some money from the company account.
The 6 figures he got blamed for?
Yeah. The bank was asking questions. And my old mate Sam was going to send me to jail. So I took a nail gun. And I put it to his neck. And I pulled the trigger. Bang!
He confessed.
I don't know what he's talking about. You must be hearing voices.
He confessed.
He's just to goad you. It's your word against his, and Les knows that. He's a sick man on medication. The lawyers would be laughing.
But you do believe me?
Oh, yeah. I believe you, but that doesn't build us a brief that'll stand up in court. We need witnesses prepared to testify.
Well, he scares people. What we need is someone who knows they can't be got to anymore.
I only came to work for him after Mr. Bridges died.
People must have talked about what happened.
Not in front of Mr. Anderson, they never.
But at Smoko, after work?
Oh, some people.
Yeah?
Mostly it was just rumours. That your dad didn't actually... You know, that he may have had some help.
Mostly, it's just rumours? Well, that means that it wasn't all rumours then. That means some people knew for certain.
He can't get at you anymore, Nipper.
I don't know who told you this, but it's all wrong.
If you know anything about the murder of Constable Jones's father and you try to conceal it, that would make you an accomplice.
That could be 10 years.
When you talk, and you will not have an opportunity to withdraw your statement like you did before.
You don't know what you're asking. Man could end up dead.
Look, think it through. You rip Les off. When he gets out of hospital, he's going to come after you. Aren't you going to be a lot safer if he's in jail?
It was a Sunday night. I've been doing work on my own place. Needed some decking. Went down to the building site to nick some. Well, the site office was all lit up. I could see in. Your old man and Les, they were talking. So I was going to shoot through. They were arguing. Then Les grabs him and pushes him into a chair. And suddenly he's got a nail gun from somewhere. He shoves it right into his neck. And bang. Must have gone right through the top of his skull. Well, I lost it. Les comes out. He must have hurt me. He's shining that torch of his round like a ruin of spotlight. He walks over, and I'm just... And he's... What'd you see? And what, nothing? Nothing, I see nothing. So I keep it that way, or you'll be next. So I did.
Oh, we're just here to see Mr. Anderson.
You're too late.
You haven't discharged him?
I just pronounced him dead. He had a massive stroke. I was going to ring you about the 83s.
Bastard, you got away with it.
horseshoes.
Well, at least it's over, eh? You know, I thought I'd get him. Get some kind of vengeance for what he did to me dad. But for all that, I guess there's a kind of calm to know that it's all finished. You know, Sarge, I've been thinking I don't want to quit the force, I want to stay on.
Maybe you're more of a Jones than you thought.
I think I might be really good at it.
Hey, don't tell me that. Tell the boss.
There's a small matter of conduct report.
Wendy Reiner rang, said sorry and thanks. Apparently her lawyer reckons now that Les has gone to the great building site in the sky, there's a chance she'll score something from the estate.
Good. Whatever happens, I just want to say that none of what I've done should reflect adversely on Sergeant Gallagher. I've disobeyed her. I've gone behind her back. I've consistently run my own show, and I'm sorry.
That it?
No. I've learned from it. And I've learned that I want to be a copper.
And?
A team player. I can try.
I didn't realise the road to Damascus ran through Mount Thomas. Well, the conversion of Constable Jones to a team player, that's a fairly miraculous event, wouldn't you say?
Look, I know that you've already written the conduct report, but I just wanted to say what I've said.
The conduct report, yes. You should know that I've held off filing this because Sergeant Gallagher seems to believe that you have the makings of a good policeman. You betray her trust. I'll cause you so much grief you'll wish you'd never put that uniform on. Understand?
Understood, boss.